Hello, everybody. We are live this morning. Welcome to another session of the Blueprint. We are live this morning. We are live this morning. We are live. We are live. I want to let me send the link to get people to join us in this live stream in this morning session. We're live. Where, if you are joining us, where are you joining us from? We're live this morning. We're live this morning. We are live. So, for the people joining us, let me know where you're joining us from in the comment section. We are live for the blueprint session for this morning. We are live for the blueprint session. So just give us about that I can connect with our speaker for this morning. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. Let me know in the comment section where you are joining us from. We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Yes, some people are joining in. Some people are joining in. Good morning. Good morning this morning. Good morning this morning. They are joining in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Let me know where you're connecting us from. Let me know where you're connecting us from. We're going to be having a wonderful session this morning. And we have a wonderful session this morning, and it's going to be very interesting. Please let me know in the comment section, where are you joining us from? It's very important for me to know where you are joining us from. Where are you joining us from? 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 Put it in the comment section. Let me know where you are joining us from. Just give us about 10 minutes so that everybody can be sent the link. Everybody can be sent the link. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you all. I can see Mrs. Reke Unjoku. Thank you for joining. Mrs. Adenika Okose from Lagos. Let me know where you are joining us from. Yes, from Ifelodun. So we're trying to send a live link so that everybody can be a part. Everybody can be a part. Okay. So please, I have to connect with a speaker for this morning. I have to connect with a speaker for this morning. Just permit me. I'm trying to get him in. I'm trying to get him in. I'm trying to get him in. So just let me know as you're joining us where you are joining us from. Yes. So we're live. As you're coming in, let me know where you're joining us from. Let me know where you're joining us from. Thank you. Yes, we have a lot of people coming in. I can see Mrs. Thompson Yemisi from Abeokuta. Thank you all. This is really appreciated. So just give me a moment while I bring in a speaker. While I bring in our speaker to join in. All right. So thank you, everyone. So today we are going to be having a very interesting discussion. And in our discussion today, we're going to be looking at debt prevention and recovery. So I'm not the speaker for today. We're going to be welcoming Mr. Joshua Falade. I'm trying to get him to come online. So just give us a moment, please. He's going to click on this link. Then what will happen? It will come in. Yes. But he has not clicked on it. So please hold on for me as I quickly make a call to our guest speaker. Hello, sir. We're live now, and I sent you a link to click on. Okay, so once you click on it, I'll be able to accept you. Yes, yes, no problem. All right. Yes, yes, I've seen it. All right. It's between from 10:30 to 12. So as long as you can go, as that's it. Anytime between that. All right, sir. Yes. Okay. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being part of this wonderful conference. And our speaker will be joining us in the next few minutes. Yesterday, we had a wonderful time. We had a beautiful time yesterday, and we are using this to make everyone know about this conference. And many people are asking for the recorded version of this conference, and we're going to be telling you how to get it. Our speaker will be joining us by 10:30. That's when our speaker will be going live with us. I just spoke with him just now. He'll be going live with us by 10:30. However, we're getting everybody to come on this particular session. So if you are joining us, where you are joining us from, let us know in the comment section. Where are you joining us from? This is the morning session. Where are you joining us from? I'm seeing a lot of comments here, so I'm trying to load those comments so that we will know where you're joining us from. So we're still inviting people to be a part of what we're doing here. Just hold on as I send the invite to everyone. We don't want anybody to miss this. Let me know where you are joining us from. Okay, Sheun Eze is joining us from Abuja. Grace Umfon is joining us from Lagos. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're very welcome. Okay. So in a few moments, we're going to be live. Let me share the slides. So our speaker is ready. It will be coming on live very soon. It'll be coming up live very soon. It just came in now.
Sorry, my headpiece.
Hello. Good morning, sir. Okay. I'm going to be going live very soon. And before I go live with our speaker, I want to introduce him to us. So if you are ready for this session, can you put it in the comments? If you are ready for this session, can you put in the comment that we are ready? I can see a lot of people joining in. I need to reload a lot of people are joining in. You're welcome. Kehinde Olushola from Songo, Josephine Bebeyi from Plateau State, Mufta Aminat from Abeokuta. If you are joining, where you are joining us from, let us know in the comment section. Our speaker will be live with us very shortly. He's already here. I can see him already. He's here already. Thank you. Where are you joining us from? Let us know where you are connecting us from. We want to know. Yesterday we had members from Angola. We had people from outside Nigeria. So let us know. This is going to benefit you. Lucy Sam from Lagos. Grace Umfong. Thank you so much. So in the next few minutes, I'll be bringing on our speaker. He's already here and is ready for this session. If you are ready, put it in the comment section that you are ready. You are ready. Put it in the comment section that you are ready. Now, I want to read the profile of our speaker and he's already here. So I'm going to be adding him shortly. To this live session. I will be adding him soon. I want to just show him. So if you can see your screen. Hello, sir.
Hello, Coach.
Yes.
I'm having some issue with my. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Very, very clear without any scratch.
Is he here? I've not tested the audio. Maybe let me quickly test it so that I'll be sure everybody can hear you. All right, sir. Yeah. Yeah, www.csso. Visit that website. Okay, so just bear with me in a moment. All right, if you can see the screen, this is our speaker for today. He will be joining us and he will be speaking to us on the topic of how to serve a low income environment. So if you can see the screen, please let me know. If you can see the screen, please let me know. So there will be a bit of technological issue. Let me quickly fix that. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. A lot of us are here. So I want to add our speaker. All right. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tunu.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello, sir. Yes, we can
I
hear you
can hear you.
clearly.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you clearly.
Okay, very
So please,
clear.
if you can hear
Oh,
Mr. Joshua Falade. Yes, I can. I can clearly.
okay.
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Yes, very clear. Very
Okay.
clear.
Okay.
Very clear.
That's great.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to quickly, so, okay, in the comment section, please can you hear us? If you can, yes, Mrs. Berlin Udin said yes, she can hear. Mrs. Vivian Echo from Akwa Ibom said yes, she can hear. So give it a round of applause. So he's about to start his session. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, they said they can hear you clearly. They said they can hear you clearly. Mrs. George said she can hear you clearly.
Okay.
Fantastic. They can hear us clearly. So we are good to
Oh,
go.
very good.
So we are good to
Okay.
go. Before I get into the session, let me introduce Mr. Joshua Falade. He's one of the one person I respect so much, and he'll be taking us on the top. I belong to his group, and he writes practically. Mr. Joshua Falade is a practical person, somebody who does practicals. I mean, is into it. He doesn't just say it; he does it, and he will be taking us today. Let me read his profile. Mr. Joshua Falade is a dynamic man with many parts. He's an author, an ex-banker, the serial entrepreneur, the ICT person with certifications and trainings in digital marketing, CRM, business intelligence, Oracle, database, Vedic maths, hydroponic farming, to mention a few. I mean, he's a learned person. He has a master's degree in economics from the University of Lagos. He's a multiple award winning author. He is the author of the book Listen, 7 absolutely unbeatable strategies to prepare your school against post-COVID-19 shocks. And I know we'll be talking about some of these materials. Is the author of the book Secrets of Running a Debt-Free School. Is the author of the book The 360 Degree Youth, and also many. And is also a consultant to so many private school owners. He's a mentor to them, hundreds of them, and he has his expertise in the area of income generation, debt management, capacity optimization, finance, etc. So, I mean, this is a wonderful profile. And in case you don't know, Mr. Joshua Falade gave me my first award. I've never received any award until he gave me.
Yeah,
He opened the
thank
door
you
of my
very
first award. So let's welcome him. Thank you so much in the comment session. So, I mean, we're going to go live with his presentation now. So he's going to be taking us on the topic secrets of debt. I mean, how to attract how to attract parents in a low income environment. How to attract parents in a low income environment. That's what will be taking us. All right, Mr. Joshua, are you there? I can see another stream coming in.
yes.
I can see a second one. Or
Say
should I
again,
use
sorry.
the
Okay.
second one?
Maybe you delete the second one and let's have just so. Hello, house.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I can see you now. You're back. You're live. So everybody, I want to make sure everybody's ready. So, all right. Yes, they are saying welcome, Mr. Joshua. If you are ready for Mr. Joshua Falade, please put it in the comments. If you are ready for Mr. Joshua Falade, please put it in the comments. Let us see. If you are ready, put it in the comments. Yes, they are saying welcome, welcome, sir, welcome, sir. A lot of people are welcoming you here. All right. So I'm going to share Mr. Joshua Falade's present exactly 10:30. All right. So, I'm trying to share your PowerPoint presentation now. Okay, a lot of people are saying they are ready. I'm trying to share your PowerPoint presentation, slideshow.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if you can see this.
Yes, I can.
Hello, sir. Can you see this?
Yes, I can. Teacher, to know I can see.
Hello.
Hello, teacher, to know I
Okay. I want to
can see it very well.
go full screen. Okay. Okay. Um, I'm trying to go full screen here. I'm trying to make my laptop just hung on your distance, but you can start, and once it
Okay.
goes, I'll be able to.
Thank you very much, Coach IT. It's a real privilege being here this morning, and the viewers at home in the office. It is a real privilege being with you, and I promise that it's going to be an eventful journey. I've been asked to speak on the subject serving a low income parent environment, and I'm going to add debt management in whether low income school or high profile school. Before I move on, I want to be sure that I'm very, very clear to everyone listening to me. Coach IT, am I okay?
I can hear you clearly. About the
Okay,
remaining people, please, if you can hear clearly, put it in the comments.
okay. So let's take off since Oga Itunu can hear me. I know others will hear me too. This morning I'm talking about serving a low income parent environment, and I'm going to be discussing secrets of managing debt. Four approaches to my discussion this morning. I'm going to conceptualize low income school. We need to have a very clear understanding of what constitutes low income. We will look at the characteristics of those schools so that when you see them, you will know them. You will look at the parents in those schools and want to define them. And then, if after the discussion, you now see yourself or see your school that you, you belong to low fee school or the other one, we can still help to move from low fee to a higher one. And I think that's the destination of everybody. You want to start small and grow big. Or is there anybody here who is collecting 30,000 naira school fee and you want to remain permanently in that level? I want to hazard a guess that there is nobody like that in this platform this morning. Now, let's quickly understand why we go into business, whether school, whether trading, including big organizations like financial institutions. According to Peter Drucker, the primary purpose of business is to create and keep customers. Simple as ABC. Or somebody might be out there to argue with me, but I went out there to fulfill God's mandate upon me because there are so many people on my street, they couldn't go to school. And I want to be able to set up a school that can cater for that cater of people. And some other people will say, well, look, I have worked in some corporate organizations, bank, and the rest of them, and I have money now. I want to diversify my investment. That's what led me to formation of school. My major objective is profit making. Some other people will tell us that, look, for long I've been dreaming of owning a school. especially a 21st century school. But you must please understand that from a very strong management writer, Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker, the primary purpose of business is to create and to keep customers. Now, we have different types of school. We have high income school, we have low income school. And if we are able to create enough population, we are able to drive in income, every other objective, like the one I stated above, in profit making, they will be achieved seamlessly. But if we are not clear with the objectives of setting up a business, a lot of things will be going wrong with that business. For example, if you are the type that you went into business because you want to make profit, and the cost of running the business outweigh the cost of the return, you discover that in no time you have to call it a quit because you cannot sustain that business. So the objectives of setting up a business drive everything that now happens within that business. Whether a big business or a small business, educational, financial, or you just name it, the reason why business fails is due to that business inability to create enough values and serve a customer satisfactorily and profitably too. Since my subject is serving low income parents, you must be able to attract a chunk of low income parents. You must be able to attract, give them values, and you must be able to keep them and generate return from them so that you can sustain operation costs of that business. So that's the reason why we go into business. If you flop in those objectives and all the rest, there is no business at all. I hope people are following me. Now, we need to clear some things. We need to understand low income concept. So to put today's discourse the right course, it is important we demystify some concepts. One of them is low income and how we view it. Low Hello?
Hello. Hello, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hello, sir.
So, understanding low income concept. You see, low
Please don't
income
exaggerate.
fee is a relative term and has little to do with nominal value of figure. What constitutes low somewhere may be seen as high in other places. And I think that must be settled and settled once and for all. We need to put that in a good perspective so that the discussion of today will be a meaningful one. Now, take my school for example. I may not necessarily categorize myself as a high income school because my school operates in Ikorodu, Lagos State. But when you look at the other schools, over 100 of them in that same community, if my school is not the highest school fees paying school or collecting school, at least we will rate the second or the third. So can we say my school is a low income school? That may be yes, that may be no. Subject to some things we are going to consider shortly. Thank you very much. If you are following me still. So we are talking about qualifying school income. A school may be charging 6,000 in Naira in an environment as school fee, and yet may be termed a high fee income school if other school in that same community charge lesser fee. Whereas a school charging 300,000 naira may be considered a low fee if other schools in that same community are charging times X of that school fees. Is that clear to you, please? For example, now in Lagos,
Very clear.
highbrow environment like Lekki, Victoria Island, Ikoyi, a mushroom school there might be charging as much as 600,000 naira, while high net worth schools like Atlantic School, might be charging like maybe 1.4 or 4 million naira. So a school that is charging 300,000 naira there is charging more than I'm charging in Ikorodu. But the people over there in Ikoyi will be viewing that school as a low income school. They will reserve that school for those people that are earning less than others. Maybe they want the security, the drivers, and all the others to patronize such a school. The reason for this conceptualization is very key, so that we not just be running and say, look, if I am not charging this amount of money, I am not doing anything. I'm not running a profitable business. But that may not be the case. Thank you very much for following me. So if I may do a recap of what I've said, I said a school that is charging 6,000 naira in a particular environment may be seen as a high income school, a high fee school in that particular environment, where other schools in that community are charging something less than 6,000. For example, in my community, people charge as much as low as 5,000, 6,000. But I'm charging something maybe times 5, times 6, times 7 of them, times 10 of them. And people are complaining that, my school is for the high and the caliber. Okay, thank you very much for that. So let's move on to other things after I think I have cleared that. Let's look at the metrics that qualify a school fee as low or high. The following yardstick may be used to classify fee as either low or high. Environment where the school operates from. I have cited two examples in my discourse this morning. I talk about Ikwi. Any school like Poch, School in Ikoyi, and then Atlantic Lagos Business International School, and you just name them. If they are charging 300, 200,000 naira, we may class them as a low fee school. Whereas we have some schools that are charging 4 million naira tuition per term, not per annum. And per pupil is not an aggregate revenue for that school. So environment will determine whether what you are charging puts you into class of those schools that are operating low level, low fee or high. Number two yardstick is the proportion of the parent income that is spent on tuition fee. This is what we have discovered, that people that are living in the highbrow communities, they are earning very, very, very well. And what they are paying as tuition fee per child may not claim up to 10 or 3% of what they are earning. And then some other people, what they are paying is claiming almost 90% of what they are earning. So if people that are the parent that I am serving in my community are spending 90% of what they are generating as school fees per term, and the people in Ikoyi of this world, or Jaji or Garaki, Abuja, and the rest of this world, or South Africa, and are paying less than 3% of what they are earning, you can look at that and also qualify whether that school is a low school, high school. So number 3% of what we are charging. So another thing I want us to look at to classify a school fee as high or low is what I call the type of tier the school belongs to. Banks,
Mm.
mega bank like First Bank, when you look at their capital base, they might have over 100 billion. And then we have maybe 2 or 3 of them like that. Zenith of this world and the rest of them. And then we may have some other banks that have just 25 billion as their capital base. So the First Bank of this world will operate differently from the way the other banks that do not have the kind of the capital base. So there are some schools that we can classify as tier 1. And what we used to classify them, hello? Hello, I
Yes,
hope
we are with you.
I'm very audible.
Yes, you are very audible, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So if I may do a quick recap, I've mentioned environment, I've mentioned the proportion of the parents' income, and I'm mentioning now the type of tier the school belongs belongs to. So there are some very big school or mega schools that when you enter there, maybe so you see you can't compare my school with such school. Those schools could be tier one, while my own school could be tier three or tier four or tier five, based on different parameters that we use to group those schools. So the type of tier the school belong in that dishing out and the value that I'm giving to the people and the audience that I'm serving. So if what I'm getting in return is not commensurate with what I'm giving out, or when I put other school side by side my school in the same location, and they are earning times two or three or four of what I am, then my school could be a low fee school. So the last point I'm going to mention this afternoon or this morning about the metric is global cost of educating a child. Hello, Coach IT. Are we still on course? Are we still on course?
Yes, I'm with you, sir. We are very on course, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Hello, sir. You can continue. We just lost our speaker from the stream. Let me quickly bring him back. Let me bring him back. Please, can you hear me? If you can hear teacher IT, let me know. If you can hear teacher IT, let me know. If you can hear teacher IT, if you can hear me, let me know. If you can hear just me, let me know. I'm trying to bring him back. If you can hear teacher IT, let me know. I'm trying to bring him back. If you can hear me, just let me know. Me, teacher IT. Let me quickly bring him back. I don't know what happened. Please be patient. It could be network. That's the challenge of doing an online conference. Let me quickly be able to know what went wrong. Please bear. Hello, sir. Your net you just went off. I could hear you very well. Please be patient, everyone. I'm still trying to reach him. I'm still trying to reach him. He will join us shortly. Hello, sir.
Hello, Kotaku. I'm going
Yes.
to use another network.
Okay.
So
The okay.
I will use
Okay. No
so
problem. So once
what
you,
am I doing?
sir,
Hello?
what did you say, sir?
Can I start? Let's start from start afresh. But I will make it very snappy to get where I am.
To where you are? No problem. I can quickly return the slide to the
Okay.
beginning. I've seen you now. All right. Okay. Okay. Mr. Joshua Falade is back.
Okay.
Network is back.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very
Sorry
much,
for
my
that.
people.
He's back.
Let me quickly do
Yes.
a simple recap of what we have discussed so far, and then we move on quickly to where we are supposed to be. What we are discussing today is serving a low income parent environment and managing debt, whether in low fee school or high fee school. At the beginning, I tried to conceptualize what we have always termed low fee. And what I did there was that I tried to explain to people that number one, the primary purpose why we start business is to create value, to keep customer. If you're able to create value, to create customer and keep them, and then we get commensurate return for whatever service we give to them, then that business will continue. There won't be a problem for that kind of business, whether school or whether banking. So there are other objectives why people, start whatever they are doing, and that could be to serve God. Like somebody will say, I see a lot of people in my community, their children are not able to go to school. They could not afford quality education. And as a result, I want to use God given resources, what He has given to me, to float a school so that I could give education to these helpless children. And some other people will say, well, I've had a long time ambition of owning a school or being called a proprietor or a proprietress. So as a result, they go into floating a business, and then some other people go into school business for profit and making. So whatever is your objective, if you cannot keep the customer, if you cannot serve them, if you cannot charge what is commensurate with what you are giving out, that business has no future, and that means that the business will soon flop. So that's
Mm,
what we have discussed, and then I went ahead to try to clarify some things about how we term some things. For example, if I say a school is a low income school, do we mean the amount they are charging in that school is very low? If it is low, what are we comparing? Which school are we comparing that school with? Are the school in the same environment? Are they given the same value? What are the things that we use as yardstick or parameters to determine that what this school is charging is low? A school like what I gave as illustration in the other discourse was that a school may be charging 6,000 naira in a particular community and yet cannot attract the number of population that he or she wants, because the people there have termed that school as a very costly or expensive school because of what or how much that school is charging as a school fees. Whereas a school in another place might be charging as much as 300,000 naira or 400,000 naira, and then the people will see that that kind of school there is for drivers, is for the artisans, and some other people that are living in that environment. So, in summary, some about 5 metrics I have mentioned this morning as very, very key to measuring a low fee school. And I did that intentionally so that we will not be running and hitting our heads on the wall, thinking that we are not doing well. The humility of a poor man will be different from a rich man. A man could use 15,000 naira to buy a necktie, and that is nothing to him. Whereas another person that uses the same amount or uses about 5,000 naira To buy a tie, a necktie, might be taken as a waster because of the proportion of his income or her income that he has expended buying a tie. Am I very clear?
You are very
Okay.
clear, sir.
Okay. So I have mentioned environment as one of the determinants of what qualifies a school to be termed as a low fee school or high school. For example, if I operate my school in a Ikorodu environment and I'm charging 50 or 60,000 naira in that same environment, what is the class of people or what are the classes of people living in that community? So environment determines how we qualify a school, whether it is a low fee school or high fee school. The proportion of the parents' income that is spent on tuition fee also will determine whether that school is a low fee school. The tier of the school, whether the school is a first tier school in terms of the population, in terms of the total revenue, in terms of asset, in terms of the the value they contribute or they create. So another thing is the category the school belongs. How much other schools in that same category charge? If my school is in this category, maybe category 3, and then the category 3 schools are charging 60,000 naira per term, and I'm charging 6,000 naira, then I am a low fee school. Then number 5, I mentioned global cost of educating a child. And this is very, very important because many of us, we are charging and we don't know what we are charging. You know, Global Partnership on Education is an organization, and they did a report about schools across the world. And this is what they said, that in a developing economy like Nigeria, if you don't spend or collect up to 1.25 dollar, $1.25 US dollar a day, and low fee schools in Nigeria, in Lagos. So having said that, move on to the characteristics that we should watch out for in low school community. And you need to watch out for these characteristics because the objective is that wherever you are now, you don't need to continue forever there. Who is earning 1 million naira that does not want to go to 10 million? Do we have anybody like that? Who is running a business and is earning just 10,000 naira in a day and he does not want to migrate to earning something higher than that? So wherever you are today is just a stepping stone, and you need to understand that, and you must aspire for a better and a higher level. So that is what will make you to be a growing person. That's what will make the business very attractive to investors and to even your children to want to come and help you in that business. So let's move on to the characteristics of low income schools and the characteristics of their parent. Number 1, a low income school, they charge low tuition fee. You understand that very clearly. They charge very low fee in the community using whatever parameter that I've mentioned. The number 2 characteristics that you are going to find in a low income school is that there is high faculty turnover. What I mean by that is that every now and then you must see them advertising for vacancy because the teachers cannot continue in that community, in that kind of environment. What they are earning is not enough. What the teachers are earning is not enough to keep them. They are looking for a greener pasture. So there's always a high faculty turnover. Is that the case with many schools around? You discover that every time they must employ new teachers. They must employ new teachers. Number 1, the income is not big. Number 2, it does not come on time. Then number 3, characteristics in such a school is that it is difficult to manage expectation in that school. And what do I mean by that? when you are going to form a school, whatever is your objective as a school owner, you want to go there and to fulfill God's mandate on you, to give education to helpless, poor children in the community. Very good. But if you cannot earn enough to retain your teachers, to maintain your facilities, then there will be a problem. So the teachers that are coming, they are coming with high expectations. One of the expectations is that when the month ends, they get their salary. The landlord, if you are using a rented apartment, is expecting that on or before the expiry of rent, you pay it. If you have gone to take bank loan, the bank is expecting that you should be able to turn in your renter as and when due. But in such a low income school, you cannot meet such expectation, including the one you have for yourself. In fact, children of the owners of such schools don't want to work there because their expectations could not be met, will not be met. And other thing, number 4, is that we don't have competent teachers in such schools. I can tell you that for free. It is good that we have godly people who have a pleasure and interest in teaching. But at the same time, there are a lot of factors that motivate competent hands to be retained in a school. And if all the expectations cannot be met, they come there with big potentials and aspirations. They want to impart lives, maybe as a music instructor or art teacher or diction teacher or Montessori teacher or early years foundation, instructor. But all the facilities that are meant to be available, you cannot give it to them. So those people will go elsewhere. And it is easy for schools that are doing a little better than you are to quickly take those people away from you. So talent, skillful teachers are very, very scarce in low-income school. I must tell you that for free. And then number 5, this one is very, very important and very key: high debt profile. You see, if you are a church person or somebody who have read the Bible, or you have undertaken a Christian religious knowledge, you must have read something that the eagles gather where carcasses are found. Where dead bodies are found, you will find eagles that have come there, the vultures, to come and eat. We discover that debt is always very, very high in low-income school. And I'm going to tell you one of the things that you need to do as a school owner to prevent that. So if you really don't want to be recording high debt profile in your school, you must do something about the kind of people that you attract to your school. And number 6, the venture in low school is always energy sapping. You want to hold meeting to convince the school parents that you need to organize a program. You will have to talk for 2-3 hours before you can persuade them to add 500 naira or 1,000 naira to whatever venture you want to embark on. In fact, there is a school I know very well that some times ago, about 2 times ago, it just occurred that the class teacher, grade 2 also, wanted to carry out a home economics program. And it was not part of their program. They did not communicate it earlier to the parents. So eventually the message was passed, and then they asked the pupils to contribute to 200 naira so that they can buy Indomie noodles and the rest of them. To carry out the practicals. A mother called the grandma to go to the school to go and collect the 200 naira the grandma paid, because that was not part of the arrangement they had at the beginning. Is that not funny? Energy sapping venture. So you want to know whether you have capacity to continue in this kind of program. I'm not discouraging anybody, but you know the mission, you have the vision, you have your ambition. But since this is what I am asked to talk on, this is what we need to, really look at. And, there are other things that we must understand, because as we are talking about, characteristics of schools, low income schools, for you to understand them, there are some other bounties, other blessings that are there that many of us have not really come to understand. That if you can listen to me very carefully today, you'll be happy that you are even running a school that is a low income focus. So characteristics of parents in low income school. We have just looked at the characteristics of schools. We are looking at the parent. Number one, they have a very large market size. Hello. The market size of the low income is very, very big. In Nigeria, as I say, we are told that 80% of Nigerian population, about 100 million, that's about
Yeah.
120 million people, live under $2 a day, meaning that most of us here in Nigeria are poor. That if you don't spend up to 400 naira a day, or you don't add up to that, United, that's $2 a day, United Nations poverty line, then you are poor. So, and we have so many of them like that, 120 million. In the world's population, we have 4 billion out of 7 billion population of the world. We have 4 billion of them living below poverty line. So we have a very large market. Is that a disadvantage? The answer is no. But please wait. You will hear me out very soon. Another characteristics of low income parents, low income parents, is that
Hello, sir. Wow. This lecture is so loaded for networks to be doing this to us. This is a loaded lecture. Wow, 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 wow. All right, if you are just joining in, this is Mr. Joshua Falade taking us on uh, serving a low income parent environment. And he has started by dissuading the beliefs of that a school is a low income school, that low income school is relative. He talked about that he talked about that exceedingly. He mentioned that for you to know how much, at least the amount you should be charging, you should not charge below a certain amount. And he looked at that from the average index of he looked at that from the average index of uh, a statistics that he brought from the Global Partnership on Education. Talked about it. He said any school that charges a tuition fee of less than 32,000 per term is a low income school. It's a low income school. And I've just been writing down. He said, according to Global Partnership on Education, it takes an average of $1.25 a day to educate a child. That is $81.25 per term to educate a child. So it means an average school fee should not be less than 32,500 per term. Anybody charging below that is a low income school, very loaded. But network in his area is not allowing, it's not allowing us benefits greatly. So I'm going to reach out to him. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to reach out to him again to know what is going on. To know what is going on. The network is very, from his area, is not allowing him to flow. So I hope you have been getting value. Please put it in the comments. If you have been getting value as I reach out to him, let me see in the comment section. If you have been getting value from this, let me see in the comment section. If this has been blessing you, let me see in the comment section, please. Wow. Let me see in the comment section. I'm trying to reach out to him now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mrs. Adeyinka Okosa said, getting cutting edge value. Mrs. Ogechi Guagu said, great value. Gofumi said, value gotten. A lot of people are getting a lot of value. So I hope we can connect back very soon. I hope we can connect back very soon. It's a very rich discussion. Very loaded indeed. Just what I need. Very discussion and an eye opener. Highly interesting. Someone says special gratitude to teacher IT and the speaker. This is loaded, making loads of sense. Yeah, yeah. I mean, this man is just spitting some bombs. Spitting some bombs. So here. Okay, said below 32,500 per time. Yes, is what it is. So where is at now? It's talking about low income parent, the characteristics of low income parent. I've tried to reach out to him. I don't know, network in this area is so bad. Said the character of low income parents, character of parents in low income schools. He mentioned that they have a large market size, giving some statistics that there are about 7 billion people on planet Earth, and 4 billion of these people are in the low income brackets. Talk about the number of Nigerians, over 100 million Nigerians living below $1. That's 400 naira per day. Living below 400 naira per day. Talked about that, and that's when network went off. So please be patient as we get him back. As we get him back to finish this session. This is quite insightful. This is quite insightful. Very, very insightful. Woo! Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Sorry for the break in transmission. I'm going to bring him back shortly. Sorry for the break in transmission. Okay, he's back. He's back.
Hello?
He's back. He's back. All right, he's back. Hello, sir.
People should just.
Can you hear me?
I can see him, but I can't hear him. Okay.
He's back. If we can see him, please put it in the comments. If you can see and hear him, put it in the comments. You are welcome back, sir. We missed you. So fire on, sir.
Okay. Hello?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Hello, sir. Sorry, just trying to make sure that uh network will allow us to be great in this country. Well, I know I'm blessed enough to be living beside, not far from a mast. So one of the reasons I enjoy a good network. My house is very close to one Airtel mast, so I just use the Airtel masts whenever I need to do high live streaming. So if you can hear me, it's because of the Airtel mast in my area that is allowing me to be great. Now, so network could be very frustrating. Network in this country does not want to make us great. Bind it.
Hello?
Okay, it's back again.
Coach
Yes,
IT?
hello. Can you hear me now?
Okay, I'm back.
Can you hear me now? Yes.
Okay,
All right,
can
all
you hear
right.
me now?
We missed you. I've been waiting. You
Okay,
can
can
fire
you
on,
hear
sir.
me?
Yes, clearly. Woo. This is a serious battle. He's off again. This is a serious battle. We will win this battle, this war. Okay. We're going to win. Some. Thank you for staying on. I really appreciate. Thank you. It shows you're getting a lot of value, and that is why you are here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. It's back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's back. I really appreciate. Yes.
Hello, Coach.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. My people at home or in the office, let's just continue as much as we can. So let me move on. So I have been discussing characteristics of parents in such a low income school. Number one, I told you that they are very, very big in size. That by statistics, Nigeria Bureau of Statistics tells us that we have over 120 million Nigerians that are poor. And globally, we have not less than 4 billion people that are living under $2 a day. So it's a very huge market. So number two characteristics is that they earn less income. They earn less income because most of the time they're less educated. Most of the time don't have access to everything that makes life easy for them to improve in their earning. And number three, despite the fact that they earn less income, they are very, very sensitive to price. Hello?
Yes, we are with you.
Okay. Okay, they are price sensitive. A marginal increase in school fee, say by 200 naira, can make a particular school to lose up to 100 rupees in a GB. I
Hmm.
remember somebody telling me that she lost 200 students or pupils Because of what? Because of the marginal thing. If you increase a school fee in that environment carelessly, you can lose all the population in a single day. Though their market is big, they earn less income, they are price sensitive, yet they are value and brand conscious. What that means is that even though they are paying very small amount of money for school fees, but they want the best that is obtainable anywhere. They want their children to be involved in taekwondo. They want them to participate in swimming classes. They want you to bring in diction and also use digital platform to give them education. This is the kind of people that we have. They are low income earners, but they crave for big values, including those that should be reserved to the upper income class. And number five is that they are debt prone. In fact, debt is synonymous to low income school. But something we should understand is that we don't help ourselves by making the poor to become poorer. If you are running a school and you are, targeting low income school and you allow them to continue to owe you, even your God given mandate and objective of giving education to those who cannot afford it cannot be achieved because you are not the one doing it alone. You have to pay teachers, you have to pay rent where necessary, and get some facilities. And if you cannot get it because the parents are owing you, then the objective will be, you know, will be destroyed. But there are also good things, positive things that are available in low income schools, in low income parents. And these are things that we must know and take advantage of. Number one, I have told you of the population. To grow such a school, it does not take much. If you know that they are value craving, they want value. If you go there, what I mean by value is that they want quality uniform, even though they want to buy for 1,000 naira. They want tablets to be used in the classroom, even though they cannot afford it. So if you can manage yourself to achieve that objective of giving them the kind of value that they want to drive population, to drive growth in that community a little this afternoon or this morning, is that there is a big fortune in such low income school. They are fortune laden. The fortune at the bottom of pyramid market of over 4 billion global population and above 120 million Nigeria is quite enormous, such that we have now much of them tapping in 2012. MTN in 2011 from a charge card of 100 naira and 20 and 200 naira within 2 hours, December 31st, 11 to 2 a.m. MTN generated 360 million naira from 100 naira, 200 naira recharge cards because of the kind of fortune that is there. So that's what accounted for organizations like Unilever, Friesland, and technology-driven organizations that are producing handset, Android, that they can sell for 5,000, like Techno, like you name them. They are shunning them, they are producing them, and people in this class of people are buying it, and they are making billions of naira from this market. So by creating economic size of values, products or service that we can serve to this income bracket to the bottom of the pyramid, you are sure that you are going to make something good. So as a result, for schools that are focused on this kind of people and population, all you require to do to turn your fortune around is simple innovation, value repackaging, and a shift in paradigm in that market. You are not going to that market with the objective of going to, be doing everything that you are doing for free. or doing it for till the time that they can pay you. They pay as the spirit direct. They owe you today. They can come back in 10 years to pay you. That's not so. But if you can scale your operation to an extent that these people can be served profitably, you can be sure that you'll be smiling home every time. And that's where I want us to look at. So if we are going to turn the woes or the burdens in these low income communities to blessing, there are about three things that are very, very crucial. And I hope you will pay attention. The kind of education we are going to give them is what I term education for emancipation. You are bringing their children to school not to make those children to become and continue to be part of the problem. Do you know why the parents are sending their children to school? They say, well, what I could not achieve, that they are earning the income they are earning today because they did not go to school. So they want their own children to do what? To go to school. So that the kind of lifestyle they could not afford, they could not give to their children, these children will be able to give to their own children. So that's why if you are a low income school, you must repackage your school that your education that you are given must be education for emancipation. You want to teach these children such that any of them that leaves your school and going to the outer world will become a success. You do that, number two, by empowerment through entrepreneurship. What I mean by that, number one, those parents, their condition is not permanent. In fact, they have come to tell us that no condition is permanent. Are you in agreement? Yeah, no condition is permanent. If we can be shown that condition that we are in is not the best and that there is a better level that we can attain, the reason why they are where they are is maybe they were not educated. They were not educated, but they could be skilled. I'm talking about the parents. So as a school owner, you might need to organize programs from time to time for such parents. If you don't want them to be owing you, if you have income generating opportunities, skill acquisition programs, you have to be bringing them from time to those parents. And while you are doing that for them, you are helping yourself because you are improving their condition, their economic condition, and it's going to rub automatically on your school. And then number three, I'm talking about a secret of transforming low income bodies to blessing. Number one, education for emancipation goal. That now you go back to your school, we are not just teaching these children to be able to read or write, but we are teaching children that will become successful in life. So you want to move from education by rote, by learning by rote, to a functional education that will affect the brain, that will affect the hands and the heart and the hindsight of these pupils or these students. And number two, you empower the pupils and the students as well as their parents with insight, inspiration, with information that can bring transformation to them. You want to call the parents from time to time and show them opportunities that are abound in the digital economy, how they can improve their earnings, how they can live from whatever level of living from hands to mouth to an improved life. And you might need to do that because you are helping yourself by doing that. As a school owner, I do that a lot in my community. At the beginning of every time or during economic depression or recession, I assemble the parents, those that have lost the job, those that have not lost the job. I do my little, I bring some other facilitator to open their eyes to opportunities that are emerging in the community, in the environment, through digital economy that we are entering in, and so many of them are having their economy, changing for better, and they are paying my school fees as at and when due. So number three is encouraging poverty eradication through affordable education. I want to believe that you are still with me, Coach IT.
Yes,
Am I still
yes, yes.
okay? So number three, secret is encouraging poverty eradication through affordable education. Now, listen to me, dear listeners. Education does not need to be free for it to be affordable. Education does not need to be cheap for it to be affordable. In fact, if you are going to give free education, like what I have shown to you, you are going to give, you are charging less than 32,500 naira as your school fees, according to global partners on education. That you are not running a profitable school, you are not running a business, and you know how much you are earning as a school. So what do you do? Let me tell you what I have done. I have a parent in my school that has about 3 children. And like I told you, my school fees is relatively higher in that community. What I did for her was that, look, it's not about accommodating your children in this school and giving them free education that will make you what you are supposed to be. It's not even giving discounts to your school, to your pupils that will solve the problem. But you tell me, how can you pay children's school fees? And she came and we arranged. If it is 6,000 naira that you can pay per week, go ahead and be paying it. It's not the best for me as a school owner, but at the same time, I am helping myself and I'm helping such a parent. But there are so many of us that we have kept ourselves and school impoverished forever because everyone that comes, they come and they tell you they need this discount, you give it to them. They tell you that we cannot buy form, you give it to them free of charge. And then you are bringing in more poor people into your school and you keep on impoverishing your school. You make them to be comfortable with their condition. There is another woman in my school that the husband, is not really helping her. And she has 2 kids in my school and she's paying heavily. But what I have done for her is that I have made her to come around for a good discussion, how she could do it, how she could afford the kind of education we are given without her breaking the bank. You might need to go back to your school and think on the kind of education you are giving to them, how you have been running your school. Give them everything free of charge, book free of charge, uniform free of charge, everything free of charge. At the end of the day, you don't have money to pay your teachers, and they are fighting and abusing you, and they are locking your gate. And you think it's a demon or a devil or a principality that is fighting you. It is not. So we need to rethink education to something different. So in expatiating the 3 points that I've just discussed, I need to let you know as a school owner focusing low income community that we need to rethink education as a tool to liberate poor people from their misery. Education that has nothing more than certificate or keep graduates unemployed or underemployed should be done with. We should let it go. You should turn your school to transforming
Mm.
your students, your graduates to somebody that if they go out there is no job, they can get job for themselves. If they get there and the parents, primary schools like in my school, my pupils are so much trained that if you go, the pupils finish primary school and the parents don't have money to sponsor them, the skills that they have acquired, the information and insight we have given to them will be leveraged on for these children to sponsor themselves with little motivation and little incentive from here and there to any level. And that's what we need to do to solve the problem. Otherwise, we are digging our own untimely grave. So school can empower both the bottom of the pyramid parents and their children through regular trainings, skill acquisition programs, and the rest of them like that, with a goal to getting those parents and their pupils out of poverty trap of misery cycle. It's very clear. And then quality education does not need to be free or cheap to achieve this objective. Instead of making it free or cheap, it should be made affordable and available to all and Sunday. Anybody can attend high school. You don't need to be a millionaire for your pupils or your children to come. You just come, we discuss it, and you fulfill your part of obligation, and on we go. Now, before I conclude the discussion this afternoon, I cannot but mention something on debt management. And we must understand that debt management is not peculiar to schools, serving the bottom of the pyramid or the people on top of pyramids. School debt can thrive in any community where it is allowed. And the reason why people owe school fees debt, there are lots of reasons. Poverty, misplacement of priority. Now let me quickly jolt you. Let me quickly challenge you as school owners. How do you know where parents put their priority? During parties, you will see that the parent that did not pay your school fees, they will come and pay for party. During their children birthday, if you are the school, you operate a kind of school where you allow children to bring a cake to the school, you will see that the parent will bring cake. So lifestyle is what most of the people like to finance instead of necessity like education. And if you are a school owner and you allow this in your school, and you are giving excuse, you allow the parent to give you excuses why they cannot pay school fees, but they can continue their lifestyle. You are not helping yourself. You are not helping the society. You are not helping the nation. So there is a need for us to understand this, and when we understand this very appropriately, then we can solve the problem of debt in the school. And that's what we have done in my school. And I can tell you that we are running debt-free school. In the term that just ended in March, by the time I was going home, out of the whole school fees, I'm not sure I had up to 20,000 naira outstanding. And that's how we have been running it back to back for the past 6 years plus that my school started in that kind of community. And you need to understand the kind of parent that I have. I have tomato sellers there, I have Okada riders, I have, clergymen and women, people that are into full-time ministry and they are not earning much. But because of the kind of school that we have started running from day one, we do not allow them to owe us. I'm going to mention three key things about debt management, and they are very essential. So I target essential elements of debt management. And you must understand this very well and play to your strength in these three angles if you are going to be free from debt, whether your school is a big school or a small school, whether you are serving poor people or you are serving rich people. Number one, debt prevention. We must do all we can to prevent debt at all costs because of the damages or damaging impact of debt to our educational system. In 2009, several banks in Nigeria, the MD and chief executive officers were sacked because of poor debt management. And if debt could sink banks with several billions of dollars offshore and several millions or billions of naira in Nigeria as a capital base, then debt, if you allow it in your school, can sink your school overnight. And if you allow the parent to owe you to ruin your school, they will move to the next school, and you will be the one that will be facing the brunt of, debt and what it has cost to your school. So the first solution to debt or debt management, the first strategy is to ensure that we prevent the debt from taking place in the first place. Now, how do you go about it as a school? In any community, the strategy includes parent prospects or profiling. There are so many of you school owners that are listening to me that you do not profile your parents. So somebody is coming to you and tells you, I have 4 children. Oh, bring him, bring them. I will give you discounts. But I do something. I serve you a form, and you fill the form. If you tell me that you are a woman and you are a full-time housewife, I see you as a potential debtor. If you come and you say you are a full-time clergyman and you are not earning salary, I see you as a potential debtor. That does not stop me from admitting you or your pupils into my school. But I ask you questions. What do you want to do to solve this problem to pay these children's school fees? And if you cannot give me appropriate answer, then as a woman, you are a full-time housewife. Oga is the only one paying. God forbid if Oga lost his job, what are you doing to support? And as a result, I will tell them, and then those ones that I could not admit right from there, I let them go. Let me cite an instance for you. Some 2 years ago, somebody parked to my community, and then she came all the way from Surulere, an eyebrow in Lagos, to my community. And she came to my school. She told me she so much like her school. And then I asked her how much were you paying as tuition fee where you are coming from? She said they were paying over 100,000, but because of our relationship with the management of the school, she was paying 55,000 naira. I said, no problem. You are welcome. You can pay less than that in my school, but so and so amount is what you are going to pay. And she started begging me for another reduction of 15,000 naira, and off I let her go. The teacher took me for somebody who did not know what I was doing. But if you are coming from a school where they were paying 100,000, you are paying 55, and you now came to a community, I asked you to pay less than 55, and you are still negotiating, and you did not, you told me you are well, you are probably the parent gives to you through the form, you are already scanning for information to tell you the kind of parent you are about to have. You can also go a little, a step further by doing what we call, background checking on the parents, on the pupils. Which school are they coming from? They are coming from a particular school. Okay. Why do they want to leave the school? Is it because of distance? Is it because of deepening their economy? Is it because they are not teaching you? They might be leaving the other school to come to your school because they have all those schools and they don't want to continue there. And here you are thanking your God, thanking your stars that you are getting additional debt. I do not do that. And then the next thing after a parent prospect, it could be orientation. I'm talking about debt prevention strategy. Orientation. You give orientation to your parents on the damaging impact of debt to your school. The objective you have set out to achieve, you will not be able to achieve it. You want their children to be 21st century compliant. You want the best and as teachers, instructor in the class. But if the parent continue to owe you, you will not be able to fulfill those objectives. And I said that every good, positive in this school, but debt is a no-go area. So you give them the sign from your voice language, from your body language. And then school policy, it must be stated clearly there that to feel debt is not allowed. And then this you need to take note. I told you I'm going to tell you something. Where you see vulture, where you see dead body, you are going to see many vultures. Where you see dead animals, you are going to see a lot of flies. So we have discovered that a school that charges low fee school attracts many more poor people. That's what one thing I first learned before I started my school business. That if your school fee is relatively too low, you will bring in every dick and Harry. So the first thing to do when you were starting out should have been that your school fee should have been raised to a certain moderately high level so that it will filter the kind of people that are coming there. It will screen there. Those people that want quality will come to your school, but those people that are looking for shifting will go elsewhere. And I think that will save you a lot of headache. So, in solving the problem of debt, number one, you try all you could do to prevent the debt from taking place in the first place. Then, number two, the debt could have taken place, like many school owners are now saying, what do we do now? They have owed us and the school has resumed. So, you must know what to do to ensure that that debt does not go out of hand. So, the next strategy
Hello, sir. Hello. Wow, I've lost him again. This is eye opening. I must say, this is eye opening. And in in a few minutes' time, he has been talking about debt prevention. Some of the things I tried to say about my debt prevention in the community, and he has been talking about that seriously. And we lost him again. I think it's his network in his area. Like I said, well, I will just recap some of the things I've been jotting down and writing down and writing down also. So once he comes back, once I see he joins the stream, we'll be live. I read out many points, you know, said education for the sake of education should be done away with. We should begin to empower our parents. Talked about that. I mean, he said parents can be upgraded by also empowering them so that they won't owe you. Okay, it's back. It's back. It's back.
So
I'm
thank you
seeing
very
that it's
much.
back. You're
Let's
welcome.
quickly rush. Thank you very much. Let's quickly rush through this.
Yeah.
If I don't know if you were lost at the point of debt control. What I mean by debt control is that you want to ensure that the debt, school fees debt, does not take over your school. So there must be an acceptable level of or limit of debt that be allowed in your school, and the ratio of the proportion may not be more than 5 to 15% of your school total revenue. So what I mean by that is that you may set it that if I'm earning total revenue of 2 million naira per term, I can only allow 5% or 15% of that total revenue as an outstanding or as a debt. You may look at the parents, how much they are paying. Whatever they are paying, I cannot allow more than 15% of what they are paying as total school fees as my acceptable debt limit ratio. Anything beyond that will not be acceptable in your school. And with that, you can control the debt proportion in your school. So the next one is debt collection. And I think this one will be very, very interesting because I know you have any of them like that outside. You want to collect your debt, you want them to come in. We need to understand that, the level that created the debt, you cannot remain on the same level to collect it. Hello?
Hi.
Okay. So what I mean by what statement I have made is that if you allow the debt, to take place, you did not control it, and now we have the debt. If you are going to collect it, there are some things that you need to understand, you need to do. So debt collection has to do with the strategy a school has had to drive the outstanding debt her pupils owe. How do you go about it? You can do it, number one, by debt collection in cash or kind. You want the parent that owe you to pay you that cash. And that cash payment can be piecemeal depending on what they owe. If they have owe you, you might need to ensure that they pay what they owe last time before the school this new term resume, because there is a level they are going to attain that when the debt has increased, amounted, they will no longer be able to pay, and they will go with your money. So what you can do for them, like some schools that have been following me, what they have been doing is that, like what we have taught them, encourage them to do. Now those schools, so parents are coming in now. They discuss with them, how do you want to pay it? Are you going to pay by installment? Are you going to pay by whatever? And those ones that cannot pay cash, you know that they don't have the capacity to pay now. They can pay in kind. In kind, in what essence? If they have some services they can render to your school in lieu of what they owe you, you bring them to come and serve it. If they are good tailors, you can ask them to sew clothes for your children. If they are into stationery, you may begin to buy some stationery without paying them until they offset what they owe you. So apart from debt collection in cash or in kind, there's what we call debt outsourcing. We do that a lot in the bank. You can sell the debt out at a discount to those people that are collecting the debt, like Motrex or some individual organizations or lawyers. Let them collect the debt for you at a certain percentage that you give to them for their service. And the professional, they will do that, but ensure that you get a qualified debt collector, so such that the collateral that may collecting that debt will not be more than even the debt. Because if less professional goes out to go and collect it and they force those people and they destroy the image of your school, you will be on your own. Then debt waiver or debt write-off. You can waive the debt or write it off. You waive the debt in a situation whereby, or you write it off whereby the people that you want to collect the debt from, they are dead or completely incapacitated, they have lost their job. So there's no point in wasting your energy. Or if you discover that the cost of collecting that debt is even much more than the debt itself, what do? You waive it, you write it off, you let it go. And number 4 is what I call debt collection by inducement. And this has worked. It has worked time without number. Now, Christmas is around the corner. We did it in my school some years ago in 2018 precisely. And somebody, got the wind of what we did. And she went back to her school. She called all the parents, that all the people that have owed me for the past this number of times and year. There is a raffle. There is something that we want to do. We have some rice here. We have some things here. We have these other things. But for you to be eligible to participate as pupils or as parents at the end of the year or at a particular time, this is what you must do. You must have you must have completed paying your school fees. You must have paid all that you owe. You know what they did in that? So the woman went and bought some rice, some bags of rice, broke them into smaller units, and then called the parent. What she told me was that debt that period of time came down to what? To less than 10%. We do it a lot in the bank. Pay this amount of money and then pay between so and so time, and we let go of the remaining. So you may need to look at that inducement. Come up with program. Come up with incentive. If you pay your school fees between so and so, in fact, you can use that inducement or incentive to drive your school fees in. If you pay your school fees between the first and second week of the year, of the term, you stand to gain the following advantage. And you know what you are going to give them. Everything should not be about discount. Everything should not be a cash. It could be value. It could be some other things that they can benefit from. But if you have attained the status that you can, just part away with naira and dollars and kobo anyhow, you may go ahead and be doing the same thing. At this point, I may not be able to say much, but everything about running a debt-free school, secret of, and all the rest, much more I can mention here. I've already put them in a book that Coach IT mentioned in the passing when he was introducing the secret of running a debt-free school. You can talk to him or talk to me the more about that. So let's talk about debt collection by agreement. This is a situation where you bring the person that owe you to the school, and he or she discusses with you how he or she is going to pay you, and then you agree on that, and then he must fulfill his part, and you yourself, you must enforce your part. Now, let me drop this part quickly as I'm bringing the discussion to a close now. If you are going to collect debt, school fees or any debt, this must be very clear to you. Number one, money goes to where the pressure is. That's why if anybody owes you and you are not mounting pressure on that person, other things or other people that are mounting pressure on that individual will get the money. So if burial or ceremony is what is mounting pressure on them, and you are not mounting pressure on your parents, you will see that the money will be going to where those pressure is going. So if you cannot mount pressure on your debtor, you may not easily collect any debt. Number two fact of business debt that you must know today as a school owner, as I'm drawing the curtain, do not allow a debt you cannot collect. is that let that sink deep down into your heart, into your head. Do not allow a debt you cannot collect. Some of the parents and the pupils to be owing us term one, term two, term three, year one, year two, year three, until the debt will have reached a certain level that those parents can no longer pay. And then the next thing is that you be counting 1 million naira, 10 million naira, 5 million naira outside. And then you don't know when it's going to come. So take note of that. Then the second part of it is do not forgo a debt you can collect. Bank does not forgive debt. Even if you owe 10 naira in the bank, if you do not pay, there will be a time that you will go out, you want to go and collect loan somewhere. And then we will do a credit. So you have to go and pay. In fact, most of the time, we bank officers, customer bank relationship management officer, we have to use our own money to kneel some debt off. So let me quickly drop this one down for you. If you have some accounts in some banks and you are no longer using those accounts, I will recommend that you go and close those accounts, because all the SMS alert and the rest of them will be making debt to be accumulating. And the day you want to go and collect loan somewhere, by the time they do a credit search on you, it will return that you are indebted to a certain bank, and then you go there and you discover that they have been charging 100 naira for the past 20 years, and it has amounted to this amount of money. And then you have to go and negotiate on how to clean it up before the bank that want to give you credit facility will look at your side. So do not allow a debt you cannot collect, and do not debt write-off may be applicable if it's much more than the value that you get from that debt. If you are going to damage the reputation of your school, if the person that owe you will spoil all that you have been building all your life by collecting that debt, why not let that debt go? But you have learned an important lesson that you should not allow debt that you cannot collect. So this morning, what we have looked at is the concept of managing or serving low income school. And I've told you what constitutes low income. It's not about the nominal value. It could be because of the environment. It could be because of some other metric or parameter that I've told you. And I've told you all you need to do. If you are a low income school, you don't need to remain in that level forever. If that place is not good for you, enough for you, move elsewhere. As I'm concluding, I have a friend who was running a school in a particular community for 20 years, and he could not. So he went to a very high environment, and he confessed to me that what he did not make in the 20 years of his running his school in that low level environment, within one session, he was able to make it here. So if God has helped you to be the type that want to serve the low income, is a good. So they need drive.
Wow,
So what I
wow,
have,
wow.
the comment I've just made, lastly, I need to recap because I lost you there,
Yeah.
is that you don't help the poor people to continue in their poverty. You help them continue in their poverty if you allow them to continue to owe you, or you continue to allow them to come and be asking for discount. But you help them by educating them that is a level better than what they are operating, that they can do something better. And you yourself, you are not helping yourself, you are not helping your generations, you are not helping your children by maintaining all the time low income school. Your children will not want to identify with such school because they see their colleagues that have just graduated, is driving this car, is flying abroad and all the rest. But you, their mother, their father, You've been running school for the past 20 years. You are still living in a tenanted apartment, and you want those students to continue the legacy so that it has been so it is. So let it be and continue to be life without an end. I hope nobody will say amen. So no 21st generation children want to continue that. It's good that we are serving those population, but serve them with value, empower them, and do all you can to solve the problem of poverty by giving them quality education. I want to appreciate Koshaiti for this opportunity given to me and for all the audiences that you have granted to me so far. Let's take whatever we have learned and implement it, and we can be sure that there will be solution to whatever problem we have been facing. Thank you. Good morning, and God bless you.
Wow, wow, wow. A round of applause to you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And give me a round of applause from everyone. And that was insightful. That was wonderful. We have gone beyond our time. We're meant to have it to 12. What I'm going to do is, sir, are you with me, sir?
Okay.
I'm going to create a link so I would like you to send me the price of the book, and if it's possible for the people present here, some of them, they want to get it. They are asking for the Secret of Debt Free School. So I'm going to create a link for them to access you personally, if you don't mind. So they will just chat you up to ask for the price of the book, and some of them want to connect with you personally. We can connect with you personally, and we can also answer their questions. But the link to buy the book. So what's the cost of the book, sir?
We have three versions of the book.
Yeah. All right.
The books are in three versions. We have hardcover with a wrapper. We have a soft copy. We have paperback. The paperback, for now, we still retain our price at 6,000 naira, while the soft copy goes for 5,000. Yes, the soft copy goes for 5,000. The hardback goes for 7,000 naira. Okay. It's very loaded, and they just need to have an insight into what is contained therein.
All right, fantastic. So I'm going to give access to people who want to connect with you personally, and buy the book. Much. I know you'll be able to from there. So thank you for this honor. We really appreciate. I know maybe in another session, I know we can see OC one more time. It might not be this blueprint. In another session, we can have a more question and answer, because I know a lot of people will have questions. But this session was meant to end 12.
No
I don't
problem.
want to extend it.
Yeah, I'm available.
All
Thank
right.
you very much, Coach.
Very much, sir. Please, a lot of people are saying thank you. A lot of people are saying thank you here. Let me just quickly read their comments. Miss Josephine, thank you, sir. This is great. Very loaded. This came like a bomb. Somebody said this came like a bomb. That's good luck. Somebody said the house awesome and all of that. Now, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. So immediately after this, I'm going to send a broadcast. I'm going to create a link for people to chat you up on WhatsApp. And those that want to connect with you personally can connect with you and get your book from there, sir.
And thank you very much, Coach IT. I really appreciate you. Thank you, audience. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye, sir. Yes, sir. All right. That was a wonderful session by Mr. Joshua Falade. And a lot of people are asking, will they get to this recording? Actually, this is the only time it will be free. I'm going to, once this session goes off, this recording will be off the internet, so you can't find it anywhere. Then it will be only available to the inner circle. So we're going to edit, you can see there are some delays and all of that. We're going to edit it. Then it will be available only to the inner circle. So if you want to have access to the recording of this video, visit www.teacheritunun.com/smart. 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 Then you join the inner circle. By joining the inner circle, you will have access to this recording. You have access to this recording. www.teacherituno.com/smart. You have access to this recording because a lot of people are asking if they could get the concise version of this recording, and that's just the way you can get it. So in the next program, we are having that one this evening by 7 p.m. And if you said this one was loaded, that one is also another loaded time. This evening by 7 p.m., we are having People Mastery in School Administration by Mrs. Ronke Posh Adeniyi. People Mastery in School Administration. I told you these people are practical people who they have their schools, they practicalize what they do. And so by 7 p.m., if you are going to be here by 7 p.m., please put it in the comments that you are going to be here. People Mastery in School Administration. These are things you pay for. But some things you pay for are not even this loaded, and these are things you pay for. So I'm glad that we're able to bring Mr. Joshua Falade to this. So if you want to join the inner circle, www.teacherituno.com/smart, and you must be here. Please be here for 7 p.m. Be here for 7 p.m. so that you can have access to the evening class. Thank you very much for your time, and I know you have learned something from Mr. Joshua Falade, and this is wonderful. We're going to have the second session by 7 p.m. in the evening. Get set, get ready. You must be here by 7 p.m. Be here by 7 p.m. It will be loaded. www.teacherituno.com/smart. Join the inner circle. You have access to the recordings of this video. It will be uploaded in our library session. We have a library session in the inner circle. www.teacherituno.com/smart. www.teacherituno.com/smart. You join the inner circle. So thank you so much. We'll be live by 7 p.m. with Mrs. Ronke Posh Adeniyi. God bless you.